and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dubdan Tamung, and this is the day 7 of recording daily video. And I hope you guys are, learning something from this video. And also to your notice, please feel free and consider dropping your honest feedback in the live, session, or you can post live. But it will be of great help to me, right? If you guys give feedback, you know, relating to my, articulation. If there's any loophole or if there's any, stone which I've left unturned, that will be very help, great help of me. So please consider dropping your any sort of criticism or compliment, more of, I would encourage you giving me constructive criticism on all these videos that I've been making. Anyway, that is, we are quite diverting from our today's video. So today we'll speak on urban poverty. All right. Now I want you to understand first and foremost the difference between rural and urban. And I am sure that by now all the viewers of mine knows the a huge margin between what rural and urban is, right? So poverty, as you all know what poverty is, and poverty is, basically, well, where you are not able to fulfill your roti kapda makan, right? That's the three dimension of the poverty. Now today we'll understand and delve into urban poverty, as we assume, right? Urban, the word urban itself seems very high class, right? But not not exactly, and not exactly. Urban doesn't always resonate with high class, right? Today in this video we'll understand why and how. So, urban poverty in India refers to the condition where people living in cities struggle with inadequate income, poor housing, and lack of access healthcare, and for that matter, education and basic services that they require. Got it? That is the simple, layman meaning of urban poverty. And this urban poverty is mainly driven by urbanization, unemployment, and rising of living cost, which includes government various policies in terms of finance, like taxes and all. All right. Now, let us come to the current situation. According to the figures and data, uh, in fact, World Bank, has released that urban poverty in India have fell. That's really a good news. Have fell from 39.7 percentage in 2011 to 12 to 14.3 percentage in 2023 to 2024, showing a progressive growth. It shows a very progressive growth. Yet in ground reality, I believe there are many fragile community and fragile people who is still suffering from urban poverty. Next report we have is from the India employment rate. That the report is of 2024, and it highlights the, despite the higher paying wages, the amount of unemployment remains very high. And this is a paradox where many urban residents remain very poor and despondent. So here are the two data that I present before you. One is of World Bank, and another is of India employment rate. All right. Therefore, we'll understand now the causes of urban poverty. Firstly, why this urban poverty prevails. Number one is a lot of people in India migrate from rural to urban in search of education, jobs facility, right? Good standard of living. Yet they end up in slums, because urban is a area where it is very competitive in nature. In urban areas the people are already competing and they are in rat race, right? And from rural village they go with the new zeal, right, that they will make money, right? They will raise their standard of living. However, the ground reality is the thing which they have planned in present have been already executed by the ones uh, very early, right? They the thing which they are thinking of is have been already executed by the person who have already paved their way towards the urban area. So that's the I am not sure whether I'm being clear to you all or not, but I mean, like, rural areas people are way more behind. When they think that they will go and settle in urban, the thing who have already settled in urban have already executed and paved their way to the urban, which rural people who is thinking right now, I mean, like, the one who is in urban have already struggled and have made their way. So it's very difficult to find a little space in terms of job and any other social structure for the rural people. So that's there. Next is unemployment and underemployment. Limited formal jobs push workers, and the low wages. And when there's wages, the standard of living in urban area is very high, right? If you have to look for rents, right, foods, basic needs like electricity, milk, it's very high if you have to compare it with rural area. So that's also there, and all this uh, factors combined in urban poverty. Next is inadequate infrastructure. When I say urban, it necessarily does not mean that there will be huge apartments, buildings, right? In fact, in percentage, there are more slums, right, where there is very lack of sanitation, clean water, and proper housing without any plan, right? So that's there, and they also, in a way, you know, uh, contributes in the causes of urban poverty. All right, and that's there. And now I'll briefly explain you all the impacts. What are the impacts of this urban poverty? All right. First is health issues, because when they remain in slums, you know, the poor sanitation and pollution leads to diseases, a lot of diseases, and the government hospital fail and fail to provide a good treatment, and they do not cater to the person or the patient as much as they require. Here again, the private hospitals are way costlier, right? So it becomes very hard for the urban people who are, even though employed, yet earning very less. It becomes very difficult for them, right, to pay such huge bills in the hospital. Therefore, it is one impact of urban poverty. Next is educational barriers. Children in slums urban often drop out due to cost of school fee, college fee, or lack of facilities, right? So that's there again, which is the impact of urban poverty. Next, we have crimes and social unrest. Poverty can fuel a person, right? A person might go into depression, right? A person might start drug. A person might abuse another person in order to you know immorally to get some sort of money, or things like that. When there is low income, so persons are driven by many immoral activities in order to settle for a good money, which can, at least suffice their standard of living, which they can, give their kids a good education. So on that note, right, it has a very bad impact when there is urban poverty. People often chooses the wrong way or the wrong path for their family and for the future. So that's there when the poverty, urban poverty prevails, and these are the few impacts. Now we'll understand what are the government measures. Early, I would like to say the all the urban, issues are handled and looked after by the Ministry of Development, Ministry of Urban Housing and Development, and the few measures by, which our central government has looked after and implemented are like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, right? Affordable housing for urban people and those who are poor and they cannot, afford their own, even though they have, land, but they cannot afford to build a house. The Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana would give them, some sort of housing in an affordable price. So that's there. Next is urban livelihood mission, that is National Livelihood Livelihood Mission, where there is skill development and self employment support by the government, I think, where they train people, right, to get to learn some sort of skills which can help them to get employed in near future. So that's there. And next scheme is Smart Cities Mission. As I remember, BJP had promised 100 cities, 100 smart cities, yet it's been 10 years, in fact, more than 10 years, but I cannot see any smart in any cities. Yet matter of the fact, our own national capital region, NCR Delhi, is deteriorating day by day, right? So forget about smart cities. Yet it is, the scheme of 100 smart cities. So this is one of the scheme. And next is PDS. I'm sure you all know what PDS stand for. That is public distribution system, where subsidized food, right? uh, 2 kg per person. Please don't quote me on that, but I think we get 2 kg per person rice and, right, sugar and wheat. So that's there for the low income families in urban areas. So these are the few schemes that has been launched by the government in order to eat the urban poverty. Yet I don't think so this is effectively and efficiently carried out due to bureaucracy and red tapeism, right? So that's there. So in summation, urban poverty in India is a complex challenge shaped by migration, inequality, and rising cost. While poverty levels have declined significantly, but the quality of life, of the urban poor remains very fragile. Sustainable solution require, not just welfare schemes, but also job creation, affordable housing, and inclusive urban planning. In order to ensure cities, you know are at its best, the government must give and introduce more of such schemes, and they have also, they also have to make sure that it is implemented and executed in ground level. So that's there. I beg your pardon if I have not been able to articulate all these points, uh, you know nicely, but never mind. That is from my side. Thank you so much for watching this video, and yeah, see you on our next video. That is, see you in day 8 video. Thank you so much for being here with me to the end. Thank you very much. Okay, खोले करते को जाना दे